What's up, y'all? Snipes-n-Snarfblatts, your unauthorized place for Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Lucasfilm. I'm your host, Jason, and this is that announcement we've been talking about for like 3 months now? So, before I get right into it though, it's taken a while to get the gears going on this, is why it's taken 3 months since I said I was going to make the announcement. And in the announcement, I wanted to double back and explain what I'm trying to do, what this means to me, all that stuff, how this all just even came about in the first place. And I guess the best place to start is John Campea. I was watching John Campea, and he basically told everybody that it doesn't take anything to do this other than doing it. So I used to do this for the movie place that I ran. I did movie reviews, and I was like, you know what? I would love to get back into that, and because I loved it and I was really good at it. And that said, I didn't know how. I knew how because obviously I watched his video. He helped me, listening to him showed me how, but I didn't know how I could do it personally, because the biggest thing was finding a niche, and finding a niche that you could tackle yourself. So I obviously couldn't do movie. I couldn't do all the movies that ever come out, because that's just it was overwhelming then. And I wasn't even paying for it. I was just watching them as they threw them at me. So this, I couldn't do everything. I couldn't watch everything. I already knew that. Plus, there's too many movies out there now that even if I like them, I don't love them. I'll like them, or I'll not like them, but I don't hate them. I don't have a passion for most movies that are out now in the main realm of movies. In fact, I find myself a lot of displaced in movie theaters now, except for in a handful of movies. And that handful, came to me on a trip to Disney World that I took with my family. And I was thinking about all this and how I could do all this. And while we were there, I'm looking around, lost in the magic that is Disney World, you know what I'm saying? And while I'm in there, I think, wait a minute, this is it. Jason, you idolize Walt. You know more about Disney stuff than anyone you know. And on top of that, in the past handful of years, Disney's bought Marvel. Hell, you've been reading comics since you were a child. You actually do know more about comics than anyone you personally know. And then they bought Lucasfilm, Star Wars. This not only defined my childhood, it defined my adulthood, it defined who I am. I like to give a lot of credit to the main trilogy on who I am as a person. I used to sit and watch Return of the Jedi on repeat. These three things, Disney, Marvel, and Lucasfilm, I mean Pixar as well, because that's Disney to me, but these things combined, in all essence, if you were to sprinkle a little hip-hop on top of that, you've made me. Like, that's me. That's all four of those things combined. Hip-hop and a love of music, period. On top of all of that, that's me. You have me wrapped up in a nutshell. And I mean, when I came to that epiphany, when that all set in, I knew I had to do this. The thing was, at the time, I didn't know how. I knew I started the website, right? I actually jumped the gun, because my first thought was, man, I would love to live at Disney World and do a show that takes place a lot in the parks, but also covers movies and covers trailers to movies and just does all the punditry involved and just really enriches themselves in the Disney, Marvel, Lucasfilm. I mean, I even wanted to cover the comic books and stuff, and even though I read them, I don't talk about them much, though I probably should, and I will once the show starts. And that was the kicker. That's what I wanted to do. I was like, I can start a show, like the shows I watch, where they just talk about what happened for the week or what happened for the day in this world of Disney, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and all the comics and everything combined. And I can talk about people, and eventually we can wrap back and forth. I'll have guests. I had this whole mind frame of how to do it, and I was like, but you know what? I'll probably have to be down there to do it. And at that point, I was really going to make moves to go down there. But I was settled where I was, owned a house, had a job, had a great job, and I was content with finding a way to do this in my spare time when it really came down to it. So I jumped the gun. I started the website a little earlier than maybe I should have, but it was a learning curve anyway, so I'm kind of glad I did. And doing the website, I decided to get into the video side of it, and I really jumped into the video side of it probably too early, because being the full-time manager that I was where I was, and trying to manage all of that and everything going on there, and trying to keep up with the website and news portion of this, and then trying to put together everything to get my set together, to get everything going, because I didn't want to do a green screen show. I wanted to give it a feel of a show at least, because I mean, production value is everything to me. Like I said, I idolize Walt. If you're going to do something, you do it right. So I didn't mind doing these movie reviews and special announcements in front of a green screen, but I wanted the set. So the whole time I'm taking time to set aside, and we're cleaning out the garages, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're trying to get everything set aside. And I just realized I just didn't have time. And the holidays started coming, and I was really getting ready into that mind frame again, so I was like, here we go again. And just at that moment when everything was kind of becoming overwhelming almost and hard to do all at once, I got the biggest break ever. And my wife was able to take over financial responsibilities, and I was able to pursue this. This is, as of right now, this is my hobby and my dream to do this. And she let me do that. And I love her for that. I can't believe I got the chance to do that. I was so excited. I jumped right on it. I doubled down on the website. If y'all noticed, the website started becoming way more current. It wasn't more of a what happened yesterday or the day before. It was a, man, look what just happened 5 minutes ago, and that popped up on Facebook, Twitter, ready to go. So I've really put a lot into the webpage and a lot into the website, and come January or so, I really started working around here to finalize getting the show started. And right around that time, lo and behold, everything that had just happened fell through. It didn't fall through harshly, but it fell through. We found ourselves in a situation where we had some time to make up our mind on what we're going to do next and how we were going to make the funds to keep everything going. My wife started her own business. She's been wanting to do that for a long time. She's done that in her time. Xanady, check it out, Xanady.com with a TZANDY.com. She sells jewelry, boho jewelry. Get it for your girlfriend. If you're a girl, get it for yourself. Shameless plug number one. There will be a couple of shameless plugs in this video. And that was the first one, and probably the most important one, because that one's already going. The next shameless plugs are things that are happening in the future. So, shameless plug number one. But, so she's got that going now. And, like I said, we had some time to evaluate what we wanted to do next. And I felt like the world was telling us something, the way this had happened. And I think the world's telling me to go ahead and do this and jump all in. Maybe not, but that's how I'm reading it. So we're moving. We sold the house. That's the announcement. I'm moving 30 minutes away from Disney World. This channel is going to probably, instead of just the show starting, the channel is probably going to triple in size on what's going on the Snipes-n-Snarfblatts video YouTube channel. I'm going to add a whole bunch of live park stuff. I will probably be going live from Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well whenever. We'll be there for every special event. I will be there for the opening of every park. I will be there for everything. I will be there just to walk around sometimes and be at your whim. And that comes to shameless plug number 2. I'm going to go live a lot from the park. I'm going to show a lot of stuff. I'm going to review a lot of stuff. I'm going to review the food, review the rides, review everything. This has all of a sudden become reviewing movies to let's review everything in the world of Disney like I wanted to be in the first place. I'm probably going to start doing trailer reviews now that I have time. I might start doing them live if I know they're coming. You could write to me in the comments and tell me if you'd actually want to see something like that. I do trailer reviews in print right now. If you ever see a trailer pop up for Snipes-n-Snarfblatts, that's me on the website writing about it. And I'll probably sum them all together on the show when I do the show every week. Here's shameless plug number 2. I'm doing a show every week, and I'm going to have a lot of live stuff coming, and I'm going to have a lot of park stuff coming, and I'm going to give my littlest daughter her own show too for the kids. However, I have no way to fund this other than my wife's business. So I'm going to have to look into ways to fund it. I'm going to look into a Patreon account and see what I can offer, see what I can do. anyone who enjoys the site, anyone who enjoys it, if you have anything that you want to contribute to all the work I'm putting in to do this, and you can wait until I really start putting in the work to do this and you see what you're getting. But once that Patreon account appears, I will let everyone know, and I'd be really appreciate it. I love you just for watching, but if you got a little extra to throw me, it keeps the lights on. We'll have some stuff to offer. And speaking of stuff to offer, that's shameless plug number 3. I'm going to open a shop on the website. The shop, at first, is just going to have easy Snipes-n-Snarfblatts shirts. I make them here. There's going to be Snipes-n-Snarfblatts shirts. There's probably going to be mugs, travel cups, anything you can think of. You can plates. I'm going to have plates. Just the usual stuff people carry. You know what I'm saying? Coffee mugs, drinks, tumblers, keychains. I'll probably get into the world of that type of stuff eventually. But as of right now, it's probably just going to be simple shirts. I'm going to do the colored shirts too eventually. I don't know what colors. I'll probably do some special editions with a play on the Snipes-n-Snarfblatts words depending on what movies are coming out and stuff like that. So look for that. I'll do a couple of those. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But more so, once I get into the point where those are selling and I can order, I've got some really creative ideas for shirts that play off, that are inspired by these worlds, that I'm also going to put out on the site. And those will appear in the shop throughout as long as the shop starts doing well. So there you go, 3 shameless plugs. My wife's got a business, I'm opening a Patreon, and I'm opening a store, all for Snipes-n-Snarfblatts and her Zanity. But I'm doing it because I want to do this. I love this. This is this year, talking with everyone and showing you all this stuff and having you all talk back, and just this year has been probably one of the most fun years I have ever spent in my life. And it's literally just me doing the things I would do anyway, except I get extra joy because I'm getting to share it with other people. So that's really all I've really got to say on this. Never grow up. Always let your conscience be your guide. We'll see you real soon.